Change starts with people like you and me. All of us in the federal community, employees and retirees, public servants, military personnel, postal workers, change makers. Every year, we come together through the Combined Federal Campaign to raise money and volunteer for our favorite charities that make a difference. And you can be a part of this too. It's simple. Go to givecfc.org to learn how you can be the face of change.
Welcome to the kickoff of the Mississippi Delta Gulf Coastal Plains Combined Federal Campaign. My name is Lana Bernard. I'm the Regional Director of Outreach Services for our Zone 20. So what is the CFC? The Combined Federal Campaign is the workplace giving campaign for federal employees, retirees, and contractors. It's how once a year we can make a difference by giving to the charities and causes that we care about the most. This year we are celebrating 60 years of giving with the CFC. That's $8.4 billion worth of change. This year we invite you to be the face of change with us. With the CFC, you decide the causes that you care about. You also decide how you give. With the CFC, you can give your time through volunteering hours, or you can give your money through volunteering through payroll deduction or a one-time gift. Those choices are up to you. So we invite you to go to givecfc.org to get the information you need to be the face of change. So thank you so much for joining us today for this kickoff, and thank you so much for being a change maker.
Welcome to the 2021 Combined Federal Campaign, a program of the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, one of the largest and most successful workplace giving campaigns in the world. The CFC is an opportunity for all of us in the federal community to pledge monetary donations and volunteer time to our favorite charities. This year, we're celebrating the 60th anniversary of the CFC and the $8.5 billion raised during that time, which is just incredible. Looking back gives us a chance to see how far we've come. When the CFC began in 1961, Alan Shepard had just become the first American astronaut in space. The average cost of a new home was about $19,000, and President Kennedy established both the Peace Corps and the CFC. In its first years, the CFC started with less than 50 charities, and today, we're able to support more than 5,000.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Combined Federal Campaign, also known as the CFC. So every fall, postal workers and military personnel, federal employees, and our federal retirees come together to raise funds and awareness for thousands of charities. And it is a global effort, a point of pride that is made possible by the CFC volunteers who drive the campaign across our federal agencies, and by you, the federal workers who open your hearts and your wallets to give whatever you can. Thank you. This year, the CFC celebrates its 60th anniversary. Since its founding, the campaign has raised more than $8.5 billion for over 20,000 local, national, and international nonprofit organizations. Today, it is the largest annual campaign for workplace charity in the world. And you have donated in response to some of our world's most urgent needs: hurricane cleanup and winter storm recovery, food insecurity, and girls' education. Last year, CFC opened a special funding period to support organizations providing relief during COVID-19. All told, federal workers gave more than $2.5 million. It is truly a testament to your sense of purpose that you did this at a time when so many of you were experiencing your own hardships due to the pandemic. But that is who you are. As federal workers, you have dedicated yourselves to careers of service. You make a habit of going above and beyond. And I know this year will be no different. This CFC season, you may choose to give over the course of the year through payroll deductions, or make a one-time contribution, or volunteer your time. Whatever you do, know that you will be carrying on the proud tradition of generations of federal workers who have stepped up for our communities, our country, and our world. Again, thank you for all that you do. May God bless you, and may God bless America.
The campaign is a long-standing federal tradition that allows us to make a difference in our local communities, across the nation, and around the world. These days, we know there are a lot of charitable giving options out there. You may be wondering, why should I give through the CFC? One great reason is we can give through our paycheck. Designating a recurring gift through payroll deduction is easy and has a greater impact over the year. We can each choose our favorite charities from the vetted charity list and even give to multiple charities at one time. The world is a better place when changemakers like us give together through the CFC. This year's campaign theme, You Can Be the Face of Change, highlights the federal employees and retirees who changed the world through the CFC. By joining this community of giving, we add another dimension to who we already are: family members, public servants, leaders, colleagues, and now changemakers. We don't always get to see the positive impact of our generosity, but when we do, we can clearly see why our gifts are so critical. Let's hear just a few of the stories from CFC charities, federal employees, and those who have been helped.
I'm Will Shafroth, President and CEO of the National Park Foundation. The National Park Foundation raises private money to support programs and projects that the Park Service couldn't otherwise do on its own. For instance, we are restoring the Yellowstone cutthroat trout in Yellowstone National Park. We are working to build trails in Yosemite National Park. These are the things that wouldn't otherwise happen but for private philanthropy. We're also working to interpret our nation's history and culture, including that of African Americans. We've recently made investments to acquire the birth and life homes of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In Atlanta. We're also working around establishment of the Harriet Tubman National Historic Trail and other places that tell the story of the contributions of African Americans in our country. We're also doing that with the Latino community, the work that we've helped to support around Cesar Chavez's cabin in the Central Valley of California and places like the Missions in San Antonio. These are important stories that tell us about contributions of communities that have not been told in sufficient ways, and the national parks are the perfect place to do that. My own experience during the pandemic was I needed to get out in a place like this right here at Fletcher's Cove, which is along the C&O Canal in Washington, D.C. I rode my bike along here to really reconnect with nature. And most people don't know there's a national park probably a lot closer to you than you think. There are many national park sites in most major cities of the United States, that many of which focus on history and culture of our country and allow us to connect with our past. They're not all big Western national parks. Many of them are in our own backyards. And one of the great things about national parks that I think we all experience is awe and wonder. And I think we're really fortunate to have this collection of 423 places all over our nation that provide us this refuge in the outdoors and our connection to our past. Federal employees understand the value of public service and the importance of giving back to our country in many ways. And I think that our national parks are one great place to do that. When we're standing on the overlook of the Grand Canyon, we get a sense of our place in the universe. When we see the bed that Dr. Martin Luther King slept on as a young child, we realize that we all come from the same place. We experience time with family in national parks that connects us to each other and to a common place and a common heritage. National parks can bring us all together. They really serve as our common ground as a nation, and it's important that we all feel like we're a part of them. If you love these places and you experience these places by yourself or with your family, consider giving back through the combined federal campaign.
My name is Trina Redmond, and I am a CFC supporter. This is my mom, Mildred, and she's a retired postal worker. Honestly, I don't know where I would be today without her. I have a skill that I can use at any point in my life. I can always turn back to this special talent that I have thanks to her. So growing up, my experience was interesting because I had to do things that a lot of other children didn't have to do, which was to interpret for my parents. I remember when I was younger, my mom would get involved with protests for deaf rights and deaf advocacy. And one in particular was with a major news station here in the city, and they were not providing closed captioning so that they would have access to what's happening on the news. And seeing that helped me to realize, wow, there's a lot of work to be done out here. I learned about the CFC as a kid when my mom was working at the post office, and it just happened to be one of those days when I went with her to her job because she needed me to interpret something to someone. And there were activities going on there, and I was like, ooh, what's this? It looks so fun. And as I got older, I found out more about the campaign, and it's interesting now that I'm a government worker myself that the CFC has revisited my life. Through these charitable organizations, things have changed a great deal because of their advocacy. And children that are coming along now don't have to experience life the way that I did as a kid. No matter who you are or where you are in life, either you or someone very close to you have had to rely on a charity for one reason or another. And it's just a matter of thinking about what are the things in life that are important to you. And for me, it's charities that promote the advancement of the deaf community. And going through the CFC is an easy way for me to support these organizations. And I know the money is going to a great cause.
I'm Isaac Anthony. I'm a Staff Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. I was born and raised in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. I joined the U.S. military at the age of 18. I joined the Marine Corps to go and follow in my uncle's footsteps, serve the country, help others in need, as well as to see how far I can go in my life. Through the Marine Corps, I've met many different people, both good and bad. I've seen many cultures, many countries. All the places I've traveled, the work I got to do in Senegal has been one of my best experiences. The people there are amazing. One of the main interactions I had while I was in Senegal was a clinic. The clinic, it helped out sick children, adults. Malaria and many other diseases were rampant throughout that country. And the people who came to the clinic were usually sick kids. I really got to interact with the children, help them out the best way I can. One of the best moments of us helping out the Senegalese in the clinic was through the Toys for Tots with the Marines. The experience of giving the toys to the children at the clinic was it was moving, actually. It was really nice. You can do something to help somebody else. And what impact you have on them can be meaningful. It can change their day. It can make it go from good to bad. It's important to give back to the CFC because It provides you with different opportunities in which you can help others. You can be the change maker in someone's life. Seeing the results from your actions on another person's life, no words can actually describe how great that can actually feel.
I'm Craig Laskowski. I was a Marine for 20 years and retired as a first sergeant. I had a trouble transitioning into civilian life after I went to Iraq. And when I finally retired and got out of the military, I had a really hard time trying to find friends and fit back in. My wife became the primary breadwinner and I became the stay-at-home dad. It was very hard because you don't fill in with the moms, you don't quite fit in with the PTA, so there's a difference in the culture I came from and going to. I had a big problem with alcohol at the time, and because of all my surgeries, they were pushing all kinds of painkillers on me, so it shut me down, made me stay inside the house. I was having a lot of anxiety and flashbacks. If I went to the store, I was having problems at the store. It was kind of chaos for me with people going around. I knew that I was wanting a service dog, and what we were looking for is an organization that would actually help us not only give you the dog, but do that follow-on training.
It's hard to quantify the impact a service dog has on the life of a veteran or a first responder. My name is Nikki Charles. I'm the Executive Director at Hero Dogs. Our mission is to improve quality of life and restore independence to our nation's heroes by raising, training, and placing service dogs and other highly skilled canines free of charge with lifetime support of the partnerships.
I was matched with Hunter in 2019. We went to the orientation and lo and behold, Hunter was here. And we went to the cages in the back and walked around, and he was just sitting on his mat, wouldn't talk to any, wouldn't get up for anybody. And as soon as I walked in, he jumped up and came to the gate. He came over and he sat by me the whole time during our interview. So he kind of found me. I had that instant connection with him as soon as he came up to that fence, and I wanted him as my service dog the whole time.
What makes us unique is our intensive training model and our lifetime support of the partnerships, which means that if at any point, once we've placed a service dog with a veteran or a first responder, if they need assistance, if the dog needs to learn new skills, we place within a 50-mile radius of our facility so we can easily send a dog trainer out to work with the team and make sure that the placement is mutually beneficial and doing exactly what it should be doing.
It's a lot of work for all the training here, and it's also a lot of work when he gets home. I probably spend at least 2 or 3 hours a day, just doing the things that he needs done for him. But he spends the rest of the day doing things that I need done for me.
The dogs can be taught to interrupt traumatic triggers. We have dogs that will wake people from nightmares. These dogs are actually saving their lives.
When I get anxious and if I tap my foot, he'll come react and cross my arms. He can tell if I'm nervous. He's with me every second. When we go to the store, it's not so much that he's watching me so I'm not doing nothing, but I'm paying attention to him also. When I first got him, I was a little embarrassed to talk to him the whole time, but now when I get in the store, I blame stuff on him and everything else. Well, you made me forget this and that. He actually allows me to open up my world because he needs the exercise in the morning, which allows me to get out and get the exercise also. We probably walk at least 3 miles every morning, which keeps me active and then keeps us going good as a team.
We really try hard to train the dogs to the individual client needs. One of the great benefits of participating in CFC is that money comes in unrestricted and allows us to fill the gaps that we would potentially have in our budget every year if not for those donations.
Take that. Bring. Yes, good job.
We also have a huge volunteer population, about 125 to 150 really engaged volunteers working with our dogs daily.
The best thing about my service dog is he allows me to interact with people without the stress and anxiety. He has been phenomenal to me. I just can't think of living without him. It kind of opened up my world and let me go back out.
We hope you found these stories inspirational. Imagine the countless others that could be shared over the past 60 years of giving. The bottom line is, thousands of charities need your support. Find one that's close to you and the issues you care about on our website. Ready to join in? Here's how you can be a changemaker through the CFC. Step 1, choose your cause. Whether you care about finding cures for diseases, supporting military families, promoting equality for all, or another cause, the CFC has charities for any cause you want to support. Step 2, make your pledge. The most popular giving option is through the online pledge portal. If you've given before, it's really easy to just renew your pledge. Step 3, change the world. Thanks to your generosity, CFC charities like the ones we heard from earlier will make a difference in our local communities, across the nation, and around the world. Thanks for tuning in. As a federal employee myself, it means so much to be part of this caring community that raises millions of dollars to help people in need each year. My name is Vania Lockett, DHS employee, volunteer, and yes, a changemaker. Every year I give through the CFC to support the causes that I care about. The CFC makes it easy for all of us to change the world. Join me in making your pledge at givecfc.org today. You can be the face of change.
Hi, Mississippi Delta. In honor of the 60th anniversary of the CFC, I have challenged my two boys, Kai and Zion, to a drink-off to see which one of us can finish this 60th challenge, CFC water, the fastest. You guys ready? Yep. Okay, go. I win. It wasn't pretty, but I'm the champion of the 60th challenge water drinking contest. Thanks. Go to givecfc.org today and make your pledge.
My name is Lana Bernard, and my 60th year CFC challenge is to try to get all 3 of my dogs and 2 cats to sit still together for 60 seconds. Come here, here you go. Here's a treat. Okay, come here. All right, there's 3 dogs. Okay, 3 dogs. Come here, Merlin. And a cat. And a cat. 3 dogs and a cat. Come here, Lily. Come here. Okay. See? And just like that, they all sit quietly for 60 seconds.
Hi everyone. To celebrate these 60 years, we will be sticking some stickers on each other's faces for 60 seconds.